Hey guys, it's Ozzy again here for another week here with Punch Overland. I wasn't on last week. I'm gonna start doing a video every other week, I think, and unless I change my mind. But for now, I'm gonna do a video every 2 weeks. That's why I wasn't on there last week. So I've been working on the van again. Got it in the shop, turn the heaters on, it's warm in here. So even though it's cold outside, trying to get the van ready for springtime. So I'm not trying to tinker with the van and camp in it at the same time. I want to get it hopefully totally done. There was always going to be something creep up, I'm sure, that I'm going to want to change. But so anyway, I've been working on the interior part of the van. Got one little thing on the exterior that we did here. Actually, I didn't do it. I paid somebody else to do it. But so I had talked about earlier, I had to kind of put it on hold a little bit because I was buying whatever I wanted to use at the time in the van, and I was told to just kind of make a list of that stuff and wait, and maybe I'd get stuff for Christmas. Anyway, Christmas is over, and I did get one of the major items that I was hoping to get, and I've got that installed, and it's going to be easier just to kind of walk around and show you. I don't have any of the actual build process and the cutting and the drilling and the putting the screws in and all that stuff, but I've got the finished product here. Anyway, I'll pick the camera up here and turn you guys around and start showing you a few of the little things we've been doing. So hang in there, guys, and we'll get to it. Well, guys, here's one of the main items I kind of was wanting to get earlier and ended up getting it for Christmas. So this is what in my mind anyway, I needed before I could continue with the layout of my cabinet and how I wanted to go forward with just this little cooktop here and preparation top, kitchen if you want to call it that. But this little stove, just like a little stove you'd find in a camper or an RV, small one. It's just rock the lid up like that, and it's got these little wings on it. And you can see it's got two burners, a bigger one and a smaller one. And I tried a couple of our pans on it. We can put a pretty good skillet on here, and a smaller little Dutch oven type 4-quart I think we have that we use. We put on there, a coffee pot or whatever. But you pull both wings out and walk it forward. It keeps the heat, deflects the heat a little bit, and I've got it hooked up to where you just screw a little one of them little green bottles of propane, like you would on just a picnic table cooktop or whatever, like the little buddy heater uses that we use too. And then get all done. You're supposed to wait till it cools down a little bit, but you put your little wing in and close it up just like that. And you're probably thinking, I bet that thing rattles when you drive down the road. And you're right, it does. I watch a guy on YouTube, and we know him, and I reached out to him, and I saw it in his van that he's got, that it was this same cooktop. It's Jason with Primal Outdoors. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, just search Primal Outdoors on YouTube. He makes some good videos. But anyway, he had this same cooktop, and I reached out to him and said, hey, Jason, what cooktop is that? He sent me the information, and actually they're real reasonable. I don't know how many of you guys have seen any of my past videos or not, but if you were watching in that last clip where I showed you the stove, and some of you may have noticed, and you might be saying to yourself, hey, he's still got that bench seat in the back of the van, because I've been struggling with this thing, trying to make myself keep it in here, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. The first reason you're looking at right now, cool place, comfortable place to sit and hang out if you have to spend any time, day or night, in here, and then you can just flip it down into a bed. But so far I haven't been able to make myself pull it out and build a stationary bed in here, for the simple fact that I can ride a couple passengers in here. Me and Mama J ride in front, and Alyssa's with us right now, granddaughter, and She's got a place to sit. We can strap Adeline's car seat over here if she rides with us. So anyway, so far it's still here. Here's the reason why I want to keep it. This little switch right here. Just push this button. Instant bed. This folds down. We put our clothes bags here and sleep there. Works out really good, so it just kind of makes sense to keep it if we can. It's just not comfortable. I guess I sleep on it, but I just don't sleep good. So anyway, just thought I'd show you that. Well, here's the finished product on the cabinet, guys. If you have watched the videos in the past, you'll see that, or have seen that little cabinet that I had in here before. It's still under here, but I used it for the base and just skinned it, put a bigger top on it, and stained the edges, and then added some extra stuff over here. So over here, on you guys' right, I believe it is that's where I store the battery. The battery's always been there. The battery that runs all the extra lights and the refrigerator in here. I don't need that much power because I'll charge this up at home before we leave to a 110 charger. It puts a 12-volt trickle charge in there and charges it up in, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4 hours, however long it takes. But that's what this here is. Just plug that into a extension cord and charge it up. And then it does charge itself. The small charges as I drive down the road. I have ordered, it's not here yet, and I will be installing a DC to DC charger. It's supposed to charge that battery more to what it's designed for, because that's a deep cycle battery like you'd put in a RV or a camper. It's not just a regular car battery. So anyway, that's the battery part of this cabinet, and just put a little door on it to keep it hidden there. And then I'll open this up, show you underneath here. There's the rest of the underneath part. It's bolted down to the floor, through the floor, and that cable, it's not a cable, it's a hose, but it's got the gas hooked on it so I can screw one of those green propane bottles on it I was telling you about. And it hangs down there, and that little bottle's set up here. I don't know if you can see it over there, but after I screw it on, I'll pull it over here to your left in that corner over there. And so I've got plenty of room there for storage. I think I'm going to build a little shelf here for our utensils, for all the things we need when we're cooking, our knives and spatula and ladles and all of our silverware and little things that'll go in that corner there. And then I've got a spice rack I'm going to mount on the door there to keep spices and a couple of different little ways to store some stuff. Right now I got everything in bins, storage bins. And when I use those storage bins, you can see one actually over here to the left right there. And that storage bin stayed there because it's the right size when I just folded that seat up and down. So it goes over the top of that. And I'm trying to organize everything so everything has its place and we don't have to stumble around everything and move it to put the seat down into a bed and have it sitting in the middle of the floor. So I want to put stuff where it goes, and that's where it stays. If I need it, slide it out, use it, slide it back in. So anyway, that's where I'm in the process now of organizing everything. So hang in there and keep walking around here. I've got everything turned on here and show you where I've got the lights wired in, 5 or 6 lights, I suppose. There's that one over the kitchen if it's nighttime we're cooking. There's one on each side right there. When we're sleeping in there, we can turn those. There's one right back there on the right. There's one on the left. That way Mama J can turn hers on if she wants to read or something at night, and I can turn mine on. And then there's one in the back there. And that USB port is over there. And then I'm going to flip the camera around here and show you there's another light right here. Then I also put another USB port right down here by the door, and that way if we're out, we've got the awning out, we're out sitting around, got a campfire or whatever, and your phone's going dead or whatever, you just need to plug something in, charge something in, a battery or whatever, you can just plug it in right there and just throw it down on the floor behind that seat there. So also, if you've seen the other videos, you maybe remember I put that fan in there, cut a hole in the roof of the van and dropped it in there. The ceiling was already cut out for, I had a DVD player in there, I think, because this was one of those what they called conversion vans, and I didn't have to trim that out. I bought the fan the same size as that hole, so I just cut a hole in the top and sealed it with the RV sealant and stuff, and then put that in there, and it runs off the same battery, the battery I showed you under the cabinet over there. So, and then I put the curtain rod up. If it's been up for a while, you've probably seen it. I'm getting ready here and just shortly to trim those curtains. Those curtains are probably 1.5 feet too long. They drag the floor. Another cool little piece that I put up here was this is the side door to the van. So if you had the side doors opened up, kind of cool little shelf here that I installed. It'd be good for, we got a tiny little cook stove we could boil some water on, or set your coffee cups on in the morning, put your oatmeal on, whatever. I mean, snacks or something if you're hanging out under the awning in the evening, or throw your cell phone, whatever you want to use it for. But it's kind of cool little setup there, and just flop it down. It's out of the way when you're driving and stuff, and you can close the door actually and put this thing up, and you can sit in there on the floor and use it for a table, because once you close the door, obviously it's closer to the floor, so you can sit in there and use it to eat off of. So another cool little addition. And one of the last things I want to show you guys is it's a kit that I found for this actual year of a van. This is a 2002, and it's a lift kit, and it's a simple kit. I couldn't find anything. I didn't want anything anymore, actually, but I couldn't find anything too aggressive. I think it's probably out there if I researched it a little bit, but they get way high in price. It's from a company called Journeys Off-Road, and they're out of somewhere down in Arizona, I think. But I reached out to them, told them what year van I had, and asked them if they could recommend something, because I saw on their website where they supposedly, I don't know, I think they specialize in Chevy Express vans and some different Chevy products and stuff. So anyway, they recommended this lift that they had, and I researched it online. It supposedly fit my van, so I ordered it, and it gave me, after install, this was roughly 3 in the front and 2 in the rear. Anyway, I'll turn you around here and show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on video or not, because it's, like I say, it's only a small lift, 3 in the front, 2 in the rear, and kind of leveled the thing up a little bit. It's still a little higher in the rear than the front, but if we pull a trailer later on, that'll be worth it. So anyway, check it out. So anyway, there's the front. I don't know if it's going to show up too well here or not, but we got roughly a little more than 2 in the front to start out with, 2 and probably a half on one side, 2 1/4 on the other, measured a little different, but it'll settle in. And then the rear is a little higher. Actually, it was 3 in the front. It's 2 to 2 1/2 in the rear, and 3 to 2 7/8, I think, one side, and 3 on the other in the front from where I measured. So it gave a little bit different measurements, but it'll all settle in. And they aligned the front end and did all the stuff on it. So by aligning that front end, they had to, because it put a different angle on everything in the front. And so they told me to bring it back in a couple weeks, and they would fine tune it. And that's after the suspension that's under there. It's a block in the rear, and then it's got spacers that go under the springs in the front. Everything else is stock. And then I put a new set of shocks on it, front and rear. So Anyway, that's kind of the only thing really, other than the emblems, the typical Punch Overland emblems we put on it there too, just to makes it fun. So there you have it, guys. We're just tinkering around here, getting things, hoping to have some exciting adventures in the future here. So hope you enjoyed that video, and tune in next week. Maybe we'll get out, not next week, but a couple weeks, I guess, and we'll get out, hopefully, maybe get the van out again, or the Jeep, or the 4Runner or something, and go on another little trip and stuff. In the meantime, I'm going to keep working on the van. Stay tuned, guys. There will be more to come in the future. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.